This is boring. This is a boring conversation.
You're a boring conversation! I want comic books, and I want them right now! Give me my metal intro. Alright, fine.
This is a Maxx super awesome comic review show! Comic review show!
Awesome! Now that we have that done and out of the way with, it is time for the Maxx Super Awesome Comic Review Show. I am the Maxx, and with me is a whole bunch of awesome comic books, as well as an off-camera voice and a catfish behind the camera. They are all looking fantastic tonight. We are all getting along so well tonight that... What are you pointing out to me?
Just read this line first.
Okay. Ba weep. Ha! It's the universal greeting. Ba weep, gra na weep, nitty bop.
See?
Yeah, it's the universal greeting. Transformers.
More than you see.
Yeah, I don't remember the rest of that song. It's a great movie though. 1980s Transformer movies. You got the touch. Bow, 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 bow. You got the power.
So not only is it the art episode, it is also the sing-along.
Spoiler alert, I haven't gotten to the part that it's the art episode yet. Yes, today's episode, hold on. Haven't gotten to the point where it's the art episode yet. Today's episode is the art episode of all art episodes because we have a true masterpiece at the #1 spot, which you're going to get to. And from top to bottom on the list, every book this week featured amazing art, so we're going to get you lots of interior shots on it. Yeah, even that one too had some awesome art. Don't be knocking it. I mean, that one's just automatically awesome. So anyway, now that we've procrastinated about as much as we can procrastinate, we're finally going to talk to you about some comic books. At the first runner-up, we have Dawn of the Autobots, Transformers, Windblade, issue #1. It was super cool, Windblade. One of the coolest Transformers, and probably the most recognizable female Transformer, which is really cool. But this series is a direct follow-up / fallout to the Dark Cybertron story, where huge political changes have happened on Cybertron. Alliances have completely shifted. Good guys are bad guys are good guys. And then you have everybody in the middle who's just a politician. Definitely check it out if you want to know more about that series. If you like high-action Transformers and political espionage all rolled into one, all of the new Transformer stuff that they're doing right now, Dawn of the Autobots, is really, really cool.
Transformers. Autobots, roll out.
Autobots, roll out. Next up, we have Deadpool vs. Carnage, issue #2. I do not believe that this was originally slated to be a weekly series, but hey, issues 1 and 2 are coming out back-to-back. I mean, it was fun. It was a ruckus. I'm not going to tell you who wins round 1, but round 1 is fought in this issue, and then at the end of it, they're like, it's time for round 2. So,
is that Walter White?
It is not Walter White, and it doesn't look anything like Walter
Nah,
White.
before the head shave?
When did Walter White have red hair?
Well, I mean...
It's Commissioner James Gordon, because what we're talking about is Batman Eternal issue #2. This is a weekly series, and as a weekly series, it continues to tease you with just the most amazing cliffhangers ever. In this issue, we get to find out a little bit more what happened to James Gordon. Is he going crazy? Not James Gordon, Jim Gordon. James is his son, psychopath. Jim is a detective, totally different characters. A little bit more about what happened to him in the subway tunnels. Did he make just a human error? Is he being manipulated? There's big things at stake. We also get to see Jason Blood made an appearance, which was awesome. And lots of other characters made debut appearances in this. And I don't think he's going to be the main ultimate bad guy, but we do get to see a very, very high-profile Batman villain return to comic books in this issue. And it was awesome. Next up, yes, Forever Evil Justice League issue #29. Well, Forever Evil issue 7 apparently is delayed until the end of time, but in the meantime, we're just going to get all the tie-in issues to go along with it. This one, we get to see Cyborg and the Metal Men take on the Grid and the Injustice Society. Page after page after page of battling, and Cyborg, man, I gotta hand it to him. I'm getting some mad respect for this guy, especially after the way he takes on the Grid. This one, I just wanted to mention because, well, it's awesome. It's Uncanny XMen issue #20. The #1 issue was last week for the new story arc on Uncanny XMen. There's definitely something to be said when you have Wolverine with an entire school full of mutants, and you have the Avengers with an entire operation of S.H.I.E.L.D., And then you have Cyclops with Magic and Emma Frost, and he's beating them both handedly. Not Emma and Frost. Wow, that sounded really bad. No, there's something to be said when Wolverine needs an entire school to come up with an X-Men team, and the Avengers need all of S.H.I.E.L.D. to back them up. And Cyclops is like, no, I'm going to launch a mutant revolution, and the only backup I need is Magic and Emma Frost. I mean, Magic can literally teleport you to hell or bring a demon down upon you, as we saw in the last issue. And Emma Frost, she'll make you spoil your underwear just looking at you. Oh, that also sounded really bad. On to the top 5.
Top 5!
At number 5, we have the Incredible... No, it's not the Incredible Hulk anymore. It's not even the Indestructible Hulk. It is just Hulk Smash! Number 1.
It's not Hulk Smash.
I know, I just wanted to say Hulk Smash.
Yeah, but I'm
Why
just
you gotta
saying.
ruin the fun?
But
Anyway, so in the previous issue, before they relaunched with the number 1, which, by the way, it's not really a number 1. It is a number 1, but it's the same exact creative team. So if you were reading Indestructible Hulk and loving it, and all of a sudden you see like number 1 on the front of your Hulk, and you're like, no! Don't worry, Mark Waid's still writing it. Still fantastic. The artwork was very cool. You get to see Bald Hulk. That was cool.
is it still incredible?
No more talking for you. But
Yes,
you
talking
get to
for you.
find out in this issue who shot Bruce Banner, why they shot Bruce Banner, why they wanted, to go through all of this elaborate setup, only to have the Hulk do what the Hulk does best, which is smash. And then at the end, we get to find out what actually happened to Bruce Banner now that he was shot, and the results, not pretty. Not pretty at all. At number 4. At number 4. We have...
At number 4, we learn words.
the epic conclusion of the... It's a heart-wrenching moment here. Can I just have it for once? No cap guns, no sarcasm. It's the final issue of Superior Spider-Man. How are you not more torn up about this? No clapping. It's sad. It's sad times. No, it was an amazing issue, though. Some would say it was even a superior issue, but only men that make lesser jokes. What was really cool about it was there was this nice spread in the middle of it that showed all of the covers for Superior Spider-Man. It's kind of engrossing just to look at it. But Peter Parker is back. Peter Parker takes on his old nemesis, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, to save New York City, to save Dr. Octopus's legacy as the Superior Spider-Man, to save the woman that Dr. Octopus loved. And in the end, Peter Parker realizes perhaps one of his greatest lessons.
Is Dr. Octopus capable of love?
Yes, as we discovered in Superior Spider-Man issue 30.
Oh, a better man would have caught that.
Coming in at number 3. We're on 3, right? We're on 3. I can count. Sinestro number 1. Beware his power. It was awesome. This is Sinestro, back the way Sinestro belongs, in the yellow, just wrecking everything, wreaking all kinds of fear across the entire galaxy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody leading up to this issue coming out, the only question I heard was, I don't know, is it going to be good or is it going to completely ruin Sinestro as a character for me for all times? Answer, first part, not only good, it was excellent. And Dale Eaglesham is an artist that I'm not familiar with, but I really, really like the way he illustrated this book. If you're going to do a Green Lantern book, any kind of Green Lantern book, the number one rule is you got to have awesome constructs. And the constructs that Sinestro makes in that book almost made me pee myself with fear. And I'm not afraid to say that on camera. Not really, but, if I'd have been there, I definitely would have wet myself. Number 2 is actually a mini graphic novel by one of my favorite writers, Nathan Edmondson, and one of my new favorite artists, Allison Sampson. This book is all about the creative process, about what it is to create something and ultimately have that creation disappoint you in the long run, or to have it disappoint the people around you in the long run, and how you want to change the world through creativity, and you want to make the world a better place through expressing your ideas in a creative medium, and then seeing what happens when it gets interpreted by other people to be completely askew from what you've come up with originally. Fantastic. The artwork will just floor you. It's amazing the way the architecture in the background shifts and changes, and the dimensions change, and people's faces change, all to fit with the story of this man's constantly changing perception of the world around him. It's wonderful stuff. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's a mini graphic novel, so it's $6.99 a cover price on it. But, I mean, it's more than just a single issue. It's not quite a graphic novel, so I like the $6.99 price for it. I thought it felt right in there nicely.
Do you think it's like a $6.99 idea?
No, I think it's like $1 million idea, actually. All right.
Number 1.
Can I get a drum roll? No, because we don't have a
No,
drum
but you can
machine.
get... It's alive!
It's alive! It is Frankenstein Alive, Alive. For those of you who may or may not remember, this series started
A little while ago.
probably over a year ago. The first 2 issues for this book came out, and 3 is coming out, and I don't want to hear that it's my number 1 pick. I don't want to hear it.
What about the
Sandman
Sandman
Overture. Sandman Overture.
The Batman, Kevin Smith.
All right. Well, first off, let me show you this interior page. Bam! There it is. That's why it's number 1. I don't really need to say anything else, but I will continue to say more. I will
Like
say,
the story is good, so that's also why it's
I
number
will
1.
also say that anytime Steve Niles and Bernie Wrightson team up to write a Frankenstein book, that it's going to be number 1 regardless of how long it takes for them to do it. And honestly, I could have waited the rest of my life for this issue to come out, and it still would not have disappointed me.
It's magnificent.
So it's the story of Frankenstein post-Frankenstein. Frankenstein has happened, more or less. We find Frankenstein at the circus, very depressed.
He's very depressed. He's tried to kill himself multiple times.
Can't do it.
Can't. Is discovered by a lovely professor, but then finds out that things may not always be what they seem.
Gotta watch those professors, like Professor X. Sometimes you just gotta go all Dark Phoenix on him.
And then he has a moral dilemma.
Yes.
And that's where we're left. He's got
Yes.
an insane moral dilemma.
Moral dilemma at the end of the issue. Also, so Frankenstein Alive, Alive. Issue number 3, new in stores this week. And to make it even better, because issues 1 and 2 came out so long ago that people probably not going to pick up issue number 3 if they're not able to find 1 and 2. They've put out the Frankenstein Alive, Alive Remastered edition, which actually combines issues number 1 and number 2 into one awesome $5.99 book. So you can get all caught up on Frankenstein Alive, Alive. And I guess the plan is that the rest of the issues are going to come out, you know, on whatever timetable they were originally supposed to come out
And
on.
they're
So
just beautiful.
they're
Just look at
beautiful.
those.
No, I mean, anybody that's familiar with Bernie Wrightson's work is gonna want these books. You don't even have to read it to fall in love with this book. You don't even have to open it up. You can just look at the cover and immediately know that this is a very special book that comes along once in a very, very, very great while. And that is hands down the reason why it's the number 1 book this week. All right, it's time for a cutaway, and then we will be back with some graphic novels.
It's a cutaway time
For a cutaway! Back from the cutaway to talk about graphic novels, and the first on the graphic novel list I want to talk about is The Superior Spider-Man Volume 5. While Superior Spider-Man might have just ended, for those of you reading in graphic novels, you still have a ton of stuff to look forward to. This Volume 5 collects the Superior Venom story arc. Real cool stuff. Even if you have not read any Superior Spider-Man and you're just a fan of Spider-Man or Venom, I would recommend picking it up because it's very awesome when villains fight villains, and that's exactly what that book is. Next on the graphic novel list I want to talk about, we have this behemoth of a book. It's a lot heavier than it even looks. This is Godzilla, history's greatest monster. Cities, special forces teams, and legion of kaiju are no match for him. This collects the first 13 issues of the groundbreaking IDW series Godzilla. So if you are pumped for the movie like I am, if you are just pumped for Godzilla in general, or you like giant monsters destroying things, check out this bad boy. It's got Godzilla, Anguirus, Gigan, Hedorah, Rodan, and Space Godzilla in it. And I know that because they're all listed on the back. It's awesome. Now, probably for the graphic novel that everybody has been waiting for, we have Sex Criminals, Volume 1 trade paperback. Let me give you the lowdown on this book. 2 people are going at it. They're having sex in a bathroom. When they realize that they have frozen time by having coitus. So what they decide to do is what any, moral, upstanding citizen would do. They no longer become moral, upstanding citizens, and they start using their newfound amazing powers to rob banks. How awesome is that? Words of the Show is my favorite segment, mostly because I have no idea what it means, but I like it anyway. So this week on Words of the Show, I had a shocking surprise when I was unpacking the Justice League comics this week, because Justice League 29, variant cover, was a Robot Chicken cover, which is really cool. Nothing new there.
Robot Chicken song.
Thank you. But the thing that really, really made me happy was here on the right side. You can see that at some point in time, they made what looks to be Amigo-esque 90s Superboy action figure. It is now my life's goal to acquire this action figure. If anybody has any leads, please send them my way. 'Cause
eBay?
he's the...
Like Amazon, maybe? You know you can find like practically anything on the internet.
Anyway. So that was that part of Words of the Show. Other parts of Words of the Show, we are still gearing up for Free Comic Book Day, as I'm sure all stores across the country are, possibly even the world. It's going to be very, very exciting. Don't forget to mark your calendars. It is the first Saturday in May. It is May 3rd this year, not May 4th, unfortunately. And other big news and events coming up? No, I don't think so. My words of the show are literally wordsless, which I don't even think is a word.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I really do love the sound of my own voice, so I'm just going to keep talking about nothing in particular. I just now realized that we have all of the Countdown to Infinite Crisis. No, I'm done.
What?
I got nothing.
Infinite Crisis?
We'll save it for next week.
No one's...
I got nothing.
You
Worst
don't have
outro
goodbye?
ever.
No,
Say
give me a
something.
minute.
Bye.
Say it.
Stay frosty, America.
We can't afford to let one of those bastards in here!